Hello you beautiful people and welcome to today's video. Today I draw the prompt for October and September from the artist YouTube Discord I'm a part of, so enjoy that. The prompt was horror, and yeah, I scrapped my first idea, which was a door on top of some stairs where I plan to draw something lurking in the background, and I scrapped that because I then had the idea to draw something entirely different, and I also skipped some steps by showing you these. But we'll be fine. I decided to draw a fan art from a book series I'm a huge fan of at the moment. So the first book is The Shining, and the second book to which the fan art is related is Dr. Sleep. Both are written by famous author Stephen King, and I'm very sure you're at least familiar with the Shining movie, but the book is a lot different and I am hoping that this piece is still related to horror somehow, because I feel like when we're thinking of horror, we're thinking of scary faces and jump scares and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't know. And yeah, I really like these two books because yeah, I like the turn Dr. Sleep took with evolving into this universe, in this dark urban fantasy universe that's not really this ghost story that it started with in The Shining, but like something entirely new. And I'm a huge fan of all the characters in these in this book, especially the two. I mean, there's a lot of main characters, but I really like Abra, who I drew. I really like Abra, who I drew here. She's a little girl who is also The Shining, and also the story is following Danny from the Shining book. So I don't want to spoil anything. So I'm seeing myself drawing the cylinder right now, and I later realized when my wife told me that I probably made a mistake with the size of the hat, because I'm not sure if the cylinder is meant to be a very tiny one or a huge regular sized cylinder, so I drew it as a regular size because sometimes, you know, you're picturing something in your head while listening to an audiobook, or you're reading a book because you forgot that it was mentioned before. So now for me, the villain is wearing a regular sized cylinder, so I mean it's my interpretation, I guess. Yeah, so this is a fan art for Dr. Sleep, so yeah. I really like this book, and I'm currently listening to the last 3 hours of it while walking my dog at night, and it's really moody because it's currently fall and right before Halloween, and it's dark, and I don't know. It really fits the book's mood somehow. Yeah. Also, yeah, let's talk a bit about why I like horror so much. I'm a huge fan of subtle horror, like the famous Lovecraftian horror, like slow burn kind of things. I'm not a huge fan of jump scary slasher things in movies, especially. It's not my groove. I feel like it's cheap. I feel like it's overused, and I'm not a fan. But I really like subtle horror, if you want. I also really enjoy dark fantasy. If you haven't guessed, as well as urban fantasy. And one of my favorite book series is Nightwatch by Sergei Lukyanenko. He has I read the books in German, and they really have also amazing characters. I really love them, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just a huge fan. I don't like to read regular fantasy usually, but this urban fantasy stuff, that's my thing, and horror related things, especially like not lovey-dovey stuff. I also really love to read Markus Heitz. I don't know if my favorite books of him are translated to English because he's a German author, but he writes amazing characters as well, and I really loved I think if it was translated to English it would be called Blood Portals, and I really like that. It's part of a whole universe he has made up, which is urban fantasy with werewolves and vampires and dark magic and all that kind of stuff. That's my thing. I really love it. And he has an amazing writing style as well. I also have a book of him that's called Era, which I also have to read, which is related to ancient gods that come to Earth. I think I'm really bad at making book summaries, so I don't know. I don't think it's very horror-esque, but I'm highly convinced I'll enjoy it a lot. So for horror, I'm more a fan of like Lovecraftian kind of stuff where it's subtle. I really enjoyed, I think it's called Whisper in the Dark in English, because I always listen to the German ones, so I don't know if I screw up the titles, I'm sorry. And I also really liked Mountains of Madness, and maybe it's because it's both narrated by my favorite narrator in German, but so I really enjoyed that, because it's like not too much up in your face, and I know that Lovecraft had some very problematic views, but I kind of make a cut between him and his works, because his works have influenced so many modern works as well, and like it's fine. I can like his works without liking him as a person, so yeah. Also, Stephen King has written a little homage to Lovecraft, I think it's called Revival, and I read it and I kind of liked it. It wasn't my favorite book of him, but yeah, I really enjoyed The Shining and Doctor Sleep. Yeah, I think these have evolved to my favorite Stephen King books right now, because yeah, I just love them. I just love the characters. I even love the villains. They are really good villains. You kind of sympathize for a second, and then you're like, okay, no, I don't like you. You're not a good person. You have your motives, but I can't support that. So yeah. So I think we're almost at the end. Let me have a little look. Yeah, we're almost at the end. So I used let's talk for a second about what I used. I used my A4 watercolor sketchbook I bound myself back in the days in art graphic design school. Yeah, so, and I used my gouache paints because I want to get into gouache a bit more, as I said. So that was really fun. It's a bit more sloppy than the pieces I did before, but I enjoyed the process a lot. I especially like to put a lighter color on top of a dark one. I think that's what I love most about gouache. I really have to practice when I draw humans. I really have to practice the techniques, and yeah, I just did not use it a lot in the past, but I think I'm getting better. Also, I try to get back into reading, if you haven't noticed by my rambling about my favorite books. And would you like me to occasionally, if I finish a book, like if I liked it, I could do a little fan art and talk about the book? I don't know if that's something you would enjoy. Also, yeah, I don't know. So if you would enjoy that, then just tell me if I should not do that. Also, tell me if you like horror and your favorite horror tropes and horror tropes. I can't talk, I need to stop recording now. So thank you a lot for watching, and yeah, happy spooky season, of course, and we see each other next time. And until we do, please do something that makes you happy. Bye bye.